After days of radio silence, the idea is to go from a dumb, impractical, and limited execution of the event to another equally dumb, impractical, and limited execution of the event. And of course, people are wondering what the fuck is going on with this arbitrary limitation, because clearly everyone responsible for this disaster gives a shit and therefore has learned their lesson from the first time it flopped. Naturally, everyone's looking at GameStop like, what the fuck? But GameStop has 3 words for y'all: not our decision. And of course, some people think it is their decision, made to protect their quota. Either way, this disaster is still, well, disastrous. No one's taking any accountability for it. And best of all, whether y'all have your shiny Koraidon and or shiny Miraidon, October 15th will be here before you know it, just in time for Pokemon Legends ZA. Well, I'm having a bit of trouble deciding which I should talk about first. Let's see, there's the code card fiasco. They blundered, which wasn't enough of a wake-up call for them because they clearly have proven to learn jack shit from that by imposing another limited distribution of the same event, whether it's on GameStop for printing only 50 receipts with codes on them, or the Pokemon Company failing to exude any kind of competent oversight. Do also keep in mind that ideally everyone wants both of these Pokemon, even though they can only receive one of these codes, whether it's off of a receipt or a code card, which makes perfect sense if they expect you to buy both versions of their games. Out of this entire fiasco, the Pokemon Company has definitely achieved 2 things. In a video I made 4 years ago entitled Pokemon's Shiny Lock Explained, the developers made this excuse for why they created the Shiny Lock. Listen to these lines. To then make it shiny in addition to that would make it even more special than special. I think there needs to be a certain balance and concerning Pokemon which can or can't be shiny. It's also about maintaining balance to deliver rare Pokemon. After all, if everyone had shinies, shinies would become the standard form. This is coming from the same company that said they want to make accessibility to shiny Pokemon more common. They're also the same assholes behind this disastrous event that you see before you. Yeah, this is a classic one for the anti-consumer and the corporate sabotage records and culprits, because of course they have a problem with you simply soft resetting forward in your game. I mean, why the fuck are we paying for Pokemon games if we can't play them the way we want to? So it makes sense for this business to lock away any and all player freedom that they can in favor of their ultimate plan. To control you, of course. Because to control you means to control your wallet and every little meticulous aspect of your life, just so they can get some extra attention or another buck. After all, what the hell is player freedom against this mighty alternative of theirs, where they pretend their anti-consumer way is so much better and flawless when it boils down to them inconveniencing you and ultimately sabotaging you with cut content like this that they drip feed you years later. Yeah, this is so much better than soft resetting for a shiny Koraidon and shiny Miraidon and Scarlet and Violet. I say all that to say, of course it's no one's fault but the fucking Pokemon Company. They're the ones that created this monster. They're the ones with the poor oversight. And let's not forget, there are better ways they could have and should have done this. Just look at the Shiny Treasures of Ruin event, or events depending on how you look at them, or it that ran before this one. Yeah, let's not forget that in the comfort of your own home, you can just go online and download these Pokemon like you've done with many Pokemon in the past. And of course, even better than that, there's the classic option of simply soft resetting for these Pokemon in your games, because the corporate way, the anti-consumer way, was never anything other than calculated, impractical, and slimy anti-consumer bullshit. The Pokemon Company thought that this was any kind of an idea, let alone a good one. Again, there were far more practical ways to execute this event like the previous ones. Of course, there are some people out there that think they're smarter than they really are because they're in bed with these corporations and they get free shit from them. them, so they'll crap out the same tired ass excuses and apologies for them. Whether or not the Pokemon Company gives a shit about a dying company getting attention in 2025, there is no justifying an utterly fucking stupid execution of something when there's simply a better way or ways to do it. Oh wow, it's like these pseudo-intellectuals don't know shit about simple logic. So it's no surprise that Joe Corporate Cuck Merrick, Game Freak's little flunky here, is trying to justify a far illogical, impractical way of the Pokemon Company doing something they did in a better way. To make a long story short, he believes that companies are justified in their stupid and slimy shit because it comes at your expense and their gain. Even if we're talking about a dying company getting attention well after their borrowed time. I mean, no shit, corporate flunky. We know how businesses work. This is exactly why people are pushing back against them. It's about the consumers at the end of the day. These things are supposed to be fun, not a chore, not a challenge, not a punishment. Just because the company hasn't gotten enough fucking attention and dollars to fulfill their corporate quota. I think it's safe to say that Joe Merrick's the type of guy that if he's given one simple job to walk across the fucking street to the building on the other end, he'll go out of his way and take a private jet just to fly over the road standing between him and the building on the other side of it, only to feel all achieved with his chest stuck out and say some weird shit like, "Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon, bow!" Either way, good luck out there, all of you poor bastards. Clearly there's a better way of doing things, but the slimy multi-billion-dollar corporation only cared to show you how many fucks they don't give instead yet again. Oh yeah, and that other thing that the Pokemon Company achieved, and this event is a shining example of that as well, is adding more inspiration for scalpers and hackers to craft a work of art from their messy ass anti-consumerism business model that they'll of course feel personally attacked by. But hey, it's not a patent that they can still bully and sue for, so of course their belligerent inability to take any kind of accountability for their fuck-ups is on steroids.